Traveling to Mumbai.
Going into this and oh wait, right before what are the map rules? Dorado, Hollywood, and Bonnie. Alright. Dorado, Hollywood, and Bonnie. And coming into this series, just waiting for me to announce it. I believe I know the couch bot has a 5-minute time before it announced, but couch bot's been offline all day.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
No, that's me, Sex. I don't know if you want to post it in the other PWL Discord. No, in the other one. Alright.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
And coming into the Supremacy versus Lionheart, it's going to be our first series of the game, and a very standard double hit scan comp coming out from the side of Supremacy, and now Fiber's on this Roadhog, which we've seen him play more recently, ever since his match against Eagle there, where he went absolutely off. His Hog now being extremely deadly. Took a few people by surprise, since most people know him as a tracer going into his normal against the double hit scan. This one's gonna have to quickly dislodge this free and over as this extra free room to breathe with. And Caesar coming up immediately, getting a kill on the Ninja, getting another kill on the Ryan. However, though, Piper's trying to bring it back, getting that hook on the Rip North, nearly getting that kill on the leaking Caesar, but barely survived. And now Supremacy getting 3 kills and gonna restabilize on this one. But
turn it up.
Damage still going, fight still continuing for the side of Lionheart. Ghost going down. However, the Ripstore and Zero gang taken down as well. The pick still going to the side of the Supremacy. However, the lifting down is a huge advantage, since the side of Lionheart has a closer spawn and are a little bit more mobile than the side of Supremacy.
I think the ult's economy is looking pretty equal right now. Caesar going down on Genji. Fibers was just listening on fire with that race. I think, Fibers just got 1 kill on the Winston, goes through and pin on the Tracer. Purple just popped his Tac Visor, picking up the Lucio, but before the Lucio died, that kill on, I didn't see what was there. Rip's not on that Pharah, Ryan getting another pick on the Soldier.
And Lionheart now getting 3 kills, Fiber's the last I was going down. Fiber's the last man alive, gonna back away, decided better to regroup than throw his life away. And Lionheart's gonna take this 4 minutes and 30 seconds going into the phase. But a ult advantage is now going towards the side of Supremacy as they're about to have power barrier up. And going into the 3-phase.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Oh, that my bad. But still though, going into this Supremacy backing up a bit, giving the side of Lionheart a lot of free room to move, and I'm not sure why they would even allow that. They have 5 ults online with the tactical visor not being that far away at 62%. Res not even being up right now for the side of Lionheart. Feels like they're kind of a waste of a final Supremacy. Gonna rush in, Ghost dropping the hammer. Not going to be getting any follow through as Caesar, however, does go down with Dragon Blade, not able to kill Ryan. But right now, Spike's still pretty even whatsoever, as nobody has a real advantage. But however, Fiber's now taking down Zero is going to be the nail in the coffin, as Ghost's going to charge the bear of the purple game kill before that. Res being forced to come out from K. However, though, kills still going in the favor of Supremacy, as Zero is going to go down to the tactical visor. And now Lionheart gonna back up and regroup, but no, never mind, as Caesar and Alpha JJ charge in. However, they're both gonna pay for it immediately. It's the disengage not being called for some reason.
What's it for that? What's it for that? It's
But now going into this.
Oh wait. No.
No real ult advantage for anyone, as the only ult right now is a Deadeye for Ryan. Now the side of Lionheart gonna switch back to a little bit more stable as they are done running the dive. And they're gonna be running this triple tank, which I feel is definitely a good call. As you put a lot of pressure on Ryan and Panda to sort of match an output of damage for their health. However, though, Zero gonna get hooked, gonna get saved by Ripnor on the Zarya, and now Supremacy getting charged up. However, the counter charge coming in as they're gonna get 2 picks immediately. With the high noon being used as they get a 3rd pick on a Ripnor, and the rest of Supremacy now backing off.
I think as the Tracer tried to flank to kill Tommy Jet, I think the fight was pretty much dead. They couldn't get that pick on the Ana. I think they're just trying to reset, trying to get their ults up. Supremacy heading the ult economy once again, but I guess after Supremacy started getting picks off, it was a signal for Lionheart to kind of reset and try and have another go at it. Tracer trying to flank again. Getting that kill on Purple Panda. Caesarite getting the kill on Ninja Alex. All the kills starting to fall in the way of Lionheart, but Ryan getting a counter pick on the Tracer. Another one on the Road Dogg, but it might not be enough as Creepy got that headshot on Fibers. I think this fight's going to go in the way of Lionheart as the Tracer's okay, and Tommy Jet's being killed by Ripsnort, being pushed up by Alpha Jet on that Tracer. Purple Panda's just come back and managed to get that pick on the Tracer, but I don't think it'll be enough as Lionheart get that checkpoint and have 2 minutes 25 seconds to take the 3rd point.
Yup. And now, however, though, Ghost hitting that shatter, but however, the follow through isn't there, as Ghost is not going to capitalize on any of these kills. However, though, now the tactical visor coming in, Ghost is going to be taking out Ripsnort. Caesar, however, taking out Fibers before he does die. And now the side of Lionheart trying to back up, trying to regroup and going into this. And Supremacy holding this, but I've noticed that their engages are very awkward to the point where they're attacking where I would say a little bit too late, and they're giving Lionheart a lot of free room, or they attack too early and to the point where they don't get any real value out of it. However, the Zero getting a huge hook, gonna get bubbled, but it's gonna come in too late, as right now all this uncontested damage coming in from Supremacy is being unmatched. However, the Grabcon coming in,
big bang combo.
Tanks and the Lucio. However, the Ninja House dropping a huge sound barrier, but it's still gonna die. And now Fibers getting pressured by that Tracer in the backline. Purple Panda getting 2 kills, taking out the Ryan and the Lucio. But however, Ryan going down to Ripsnort, and now Panda is gonna be in the high ground, being completely uncontested, as nobody is focusing him on this high ground. But as this next fight does start, a ult advantage for Lionheart going into this, as they've used as they use Pulse Bomb but get no value out of it. Tactical Nano Boost, Nano Visor coming out, and he's gonna get all the kills as Reinhardt goes down to a big shatter. Red's gonna be coming up, but resetting the fight completely, but Ripsnort is gonna be going down to Fibers, and Ryan helping out on that damage, taking down Caesar, and all the kills are still going in the favor of Supremacy, even with that red.
I think that tac visor from Tommy Jet to Purple Panda being popped in the middle of the fight meant that Supremacy could dominate that fight and just manage to get off those picks. And even though Cake, I think that's Cake, isn't it? Getting that res off, I think it was all a bit too much for Lionheart, as Lionheart regroups and took the next fight.
Yep. And everything right now is going to be on Zero and Caesar. Only 2-1 with ult. Zero's going to have to hit a huge shatter to help this team continue this. Grabcon coming out, but there's no follow through whatsoever, as but however, though, Ryan in the back line by himself gonna get killed by Ripno on the Zarya, who's fully charged. However, though, Ghost dropping a huge shatter, and all the kills right now going for the way of Supremacy as Nano Visor is cleaning everyone up. However, though, Cake wasn't picked off. Cake's gonna come in with a huge reg and reset this. Ghost is now trying to back up his life, but there is no support as he's gonna get picked off. Alpha JJ with 2 kills pushing into this. Cake is joining the kill feed, getting that kill on the fibers. And now this is where it's going to get dangerous as they're forced to stagger onto the point. Ryan, the only one there by himself, going to get Creepy before he dies. Creepy dying with Sound Barrier. That was a huge pick. Caesar, the only one left with the Soul Hog. Going to be popping and pushing everyone on the side of Supremacy off as they look to finish this. However, though, Fibers coming back with a whole log of his own, getting a 3-man. However, though, Fallen, the last one on, he's going to die on point. Caesar's gonna drop the beat, but he's not gonna make it back in time, and they're gonna be held right before the 3rd point.
Caesar picking up a very good whole hog there, getting half the team. I think it was all a bit too much for Lionheart. I guess as they had that presence on the payload, but Caesar, right, getting that whole hog in, kind of eliminated that whole presence from Lionheart, and obviously they couldn't dominate that payload and get that 3rd point. So Supremacy now have to get 3 points on their attack, hit at 66 meters on the 3rd checkpoint to take this first map and get a lead in the series.
Yep. And however, though, something that a little bit was left uncontested was Panda and Ryan on the hit scans. Not specifically anybody going off, but whenever they just took the high ground, those two were given so much free room to go off and do as much damage as they wanted, and nobody from the side of Lionheart could really go up there as they're going this very immobile triple tank comp. Caesar, obviously an amazing Genji, when they did start out on the offense, immediately took down Ryan, but got immediately picked by Fibers then, and they need to figure out how to handle this, as definitely on the offense now, Panda's definitely going to push for that high ground.
Absolutely, and also with Ryan now on that Diva, helping Panda dominate that high ground, I think Lionheart are going to find it very difficult to try and stop Panda from getting on that high ground and dashing out massive amount of damages. I think Caesar's hooks are going to have to come in big for Lionheart to maybe take this map.
But as we do get into this, Alpha JJ now on the Soldier, and I definitely feel that was a pretty good call. However, the dive comp now coming out of Supremacy, it's going to be very interesting to see what they do, as Panda's not on the Genji, but instead on the Soldier 76. But they are running the Diva against a Hog and Zarya. Diva's counters are pretty well known as defense matrix, not really a way to block out that damage. However, though, Diva trying to call it out, and Brett, I believe it's time for a pause. Or it... Yep, and obviously the rules being that Cake does have 5 minutes to get back into this lobby. Brett, are you starting the timer, or... Alright. Yeah, so Ryan now getting popped out of his mech, Alpha JJ outputting that damage. And honestly,
Cake's
that was
showing back.
Yep, and Cake's gonna get back in here. Obviously, the fight, the lobby just started. Cake's not gonna be anywhere near res.
Jumping.
However, though, that main support of that main source of healing is gonna be gone. Ryan's gonna get picked off. However, though, the fall through is there as they do kill Caesar in return, and now Lionheart gonna be losing this point within the first minute, and that disconnect coming out of Lionheart, a very annoying thing, as I felt like there might have been a good chance to hold this for them. Obviously, Cake not being there for the heals, which resulted in the picks coming in through as solidly as they did. But however, these DCs have been a common issue with the side of Lionheart, as we've seen Caesar disconnect, Cake disconnect on their second final match of the PWL, and coming into the playoffs, if they need these Wi-Fi's to stay strong, as this is a double elimination tournament, so they will have a second chance later today, even if they don't win it here. But now the dive coming in from the side of Supremacy, and the side of Line are almost standing still. They don't really look like they know how to handle it. However, though, Winston going in the back line, going to get immediately shut down by Caesar on the top. Fiber's actually going to go down to Ripsnor in it. And now Zero just swinging away at Panda and the Diva in a very enclosed room. That's probably one of the worst ways to start out. And now Lionheart getting super aggressive, just outputting that damage, forcing them to back up. However, though, Fiber's now flanking behind, just sneaking around, and nobody knows he's here as he nearly gets the kill on Alpha. JJ Bauer gets out, dodging that hook from Caesar, and now Fibers is going to run away. However, though, Ghost now back on this line. There's going to be a lot of pressure. Self-destruct coming out. However, Caesar was healing himself. He was stuck in a position not to help out. However, it doesn't matter as Ripsnor and Zero is the follow-through for that Grapton as Ripsnor gets 4 kills. And now, even though losing first point, they're burning a lot of time in street phase should they get pushed in the final point on Numbani.
I think opposite to what we saw from the first push from Supremacy, the tanks I didn't think did necessarily well initiating inside that fight, and Supremacy didn't get that dominance and that presence in the payload. I thought, sorry, Lionheart didn't get that. No, Supremacy didn't get that presence in the payload. Obviously, giving Ripsnort that room to get that grab in and win that team fight. But Panda using that top bites to kill half the team, and Supremacy taking this fight quickly and getting this second point on the payload with 4 minutes 42 seconds remaining to catch his first point, the first match of the series.
Yep, and this is going to be really hard to hold with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. But going into this, Lionheart does have ult to defend this. However, though, a ult advantage right now for the side of Lionheart, as a Spirit Shatter going to be coming up before the Raptor obviously comes. They're going to have to stagger this out as it's right now equal in 4-4 ult. Both sound barriers coming out. Ninja using his to start the fight. Earthshatter coming out from Ghost but not getting anything. Zero's gonna be going down. Caesar popping the whole hawk to buy time. Rez being forced to come out from the side of Lionheart, but however it doesn't matter. It's all the picks are still going in the favor of for Supremacy, as it's nothing but blue in the kill feed as they easily take this first map with 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining.
I think Ryan getting high charge there throughout that fight gave a lot of DPS in the side of Supremacy, and obviously Supremacy outdoing Lionheart on that damage dealing, meaning that Supremacy could have got, well, did get a lot of the kills off and dominated that kill feed, taking the first map and taking the series. Player of the game from Ripsnot here, probably for the grab halfway. Yeah, this is it. The grab halfway through. As you see, the tanks don't really put any pressure on Rip, getting him that grab and then killing 5 to win that team fight and causing Supremacy to regroup it, but then eventually being snowballed for Supremacy to take that map.
Yep, and just from there, Tommy Jet on that Ana doing so much healing, wasn't focused as much as I thought Alpha JJ would focus him. But obviously, just Fibers on that hog just doing work didn't allow Alpha JJ to the backline and do as much work as he could have.
I think they were planned to give Alpha JJ a lot of that attention, make him pretty unusable. Like he, you saw when they were on attack and throughout Alpha JJ trying to flank on that on the Ana. I think it was Tommy Jet on that Ana. Obviously, as Alpha JJ was flanking, it was all a bit too late, and really he couldn't really get much off. And I think with Alpha JJ not really being too useful, gave Supremacy kind of that advantage in terms of keeping their support safe and win each and every team fight.
Yep, and our map pool being Hollywood and Ilios, I believe. Brett, please correct me if I'm wrong about that. But
it's Dorado. It's Dorado.
Hollywood and Dorado. That was it. And Lionheart picking Dorado is going to be very interesting to see, and I'm actually going to have to give them a little bit of an advantage here. Obviously, because Lionheart is more flexible, I would say, than Supremacy, where I see Supremacy run the same comp and stick to it. Either Fibers on either Tracer or Hog, Ryan on either McCree or Zarya, or Diva sometimes, and Panda flexing between Soldier and Genji. Where when I look at Lionheart, I see a lot of flexibility where Ripstorm can play that Pharah. Cake, I've seen play Ana before. I've seen, obviously, Ripstorm running that Zarya as well. And flexibility in the sense that they can run the dive comp or a triple tank comp or a standard comp, where Supremacy, I would say, struggles a little bit with dive comp. So coming in here where mobility is a huge factor with high ground, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Lionheart take this, but it's going to be a very difficult order for them against this team known as Supremacy that's gone unbeaten in the Premier League, and now trying to win the playoffs going into this.
I think that Lionheart certainly had the pressure on them, obviously Supremacy taking the first point in the series, and the fact that Supremacy have been together so long means that I think they might be ready to deal with all the different things that Lionheart can try and throw at them. Lionheart going for the Bastion, maybe. What do you think about that, Mega?
Honestly, the Bastion, it would be very interesting to see. I believe I don't think Ryan's gonna stay on the Junkrat. But no, actually no, he is coming out completely to get this. Thank you, Brett, for that. But we did see, I forgot which team do this yesterday. I actually think it was the Lionheart who did this with Ripsnort. I may be completely wrong about that, but we did see a team yesterday do this, and it started out with Junkrat getting a double kill immediately. It could be very interesting, but however, Reinhardt going to be the first one out this door, and I'm gonna have to see him take this. Oh, Bastion nearly getting taken out. Zarya pulling in that bubble at the last second to save him. And now Panda on this high ground. The only problem I see with the Bastion comp is that there might be no one to deal with Panda on this high ground. And this could be a huge problem as we do get into this.
I think Caesar doing very well to bubble that Bastion nice and early. Oh, but that didn't save him as Fibers took him out in the early fight, perhaps giving Supremacy that quick advantage. But you see the kills going in the way of Lionheart here, just the one on the Reinhardt so far. The fight is pretty even right now, both teams staying pretty spread out down the middle of the choke.
Yeah, and now coming into this, as they do cross the bridge right now with no struggle actually coming out from Lionheart. Obviously, Supremacy getting a few kills, but they didn't push in and take advantage of Alpha JJ goes into the back line and gets a nice pick on the Panda, getting another one on the Fibers, and now going on the Tommy Jet. Nobody on the side of Supremacy helping him out. Orion's gonna finally take out Alpha JJ in the back line, but it's a little bit too late as all the kills right now are going for Lionheart, and they look like they're gonna take this first point very easily.
I think Lionheart currently have that big bang combo between Caesar and Alpha. I'd like to see what they're going to get out of that. Obviously, Supremacy having the Reinhardt ult and Purple Panda's attack visor coming in, as well as Fibers Pulse Bomb. I'd like to see what they can get out of that. Tommy Jet has his ult as well. So I think ult economy is pretty similar though. But Lionheart have that res, whilst Supremacy currently won't have that res. So they don't even have a mercy. So I think that the fight may go in the way of Lionheart here. Caesar being slept, but nothing coming out of that. Both teams staying pretty organised right now. But Ryan Am picking off Ripsnor out of the fight. Fibers wasting that pulse bomb because Caesar bubbled in. Ryan Am getting another kill on creep. Ghost getting a kill on the Mercy. Kills going away with Supremacy. All of the kills going away with Supremacy. Ghost getting another kill. This fight seems to be going in the way of Supremacy, as I think Lionheart will have to regroup here. I think that even though Fibers didn't really get anything out of the ult, I think they didn't really use any ults to win that fight. So now they have 4 ults, another ult coming up from McCree soon. It may be pretty hard for Lionheart to take this, but Lionheart still do have that big bang combo, which they could definitely get a lot of kills out of. Tommy Jet getting a kill on Caesar early fight with that violet grenade, meaning that they cannot use that big bang combo until later. Zero being slept, Rheinland getting the kill on the Diva Mech, Ghost getting a kill on the Lucio. The damage I think going in the way of Supremacy, but Lionheart's Reinhardt getting that pin on Supremacy's Ryan, but kills going in the way of Supremacy. I think Lionheart have to group up again and have a third go at this section.
Yup. However, though, it's going to be extremely hard to take this, as every ult is up for the side of Supremacy except that high noon. However, though, also for both sides, as both sides are going to have 5 ults with their remaining ult being very far away. Ults are going to have to start flying out, and with 2 minutes and 40 seconds, Cake going down immediately, that is not a good way to start this fight. However, though, Ripsnort's taking out Ryan and now planning on going for Panda. However, the Mercy's down, so there's no heals as Ripsnort going to be taken out of the map. Reinhardt going down as now 2 tanks down for the side of Supremacy. These are going to try to leave a charge, and they actually allow him. However, Ninja Owl is super extended, going to barely escape with his life. And Panda on this high ground has been doing so much work, as Ripsnort in the back is going to get staggered out. This is not what they want. Ripsnort gonna try to jump off the map, but they're body blocking him. They won't even allow him to do that. As that huge stagger coming out, that was absolutely perfect. Now, Lionheart losing a lot of times, a minute and 40 now remaining. It's going to be a minute and 30 by the time the Diva and Pharah do get back. And no, actually just the Pharah, they hopped off the Diva. Ripsnort now going onto it, and I'm not sure if that's a good idea with how well Panda and Ryan have been playing on this hit scan. While hit scan, double hit scan not being the counter pharmacy, nobody can deny the pressure it does apply to it. But right now everybody's sneaking around from the right, nobody's focusing on point, and something's gonna have to happen as we're going down to the final minute of this round.
I think Panda and Rheinland both having their hit scan ults up for this next fight, meaning that I think Farad will definitely struggle staying alive. Rip's not flanking around there, not seeing this. Jumping on the Mercy and the Farad, not getting anything out of it. Maybe Lucio jumping in. Rheinland seems like he's going to get out of it, luckily, but nothing coming out of that. Panda getting the kill on the Lucio with his Helix, but Panda now going down to Ripsnot on the Farah, obviously only having Ryan to deal with him for that short period of time. So Rip may go uncontested and get some nice ult charge from that.
Yep, and going into this, still 5 ults up online for the side of Lionheart, and 5 ults up for the side of Supremacy. Nobody really popping ults to engage in this fight, as this is just being a straight up brawl. However, though, finally Sounder gonna get dropped, Graviton being dropped, gonna get 2 people in it, and Fibers and the Ninja gonna be going down 2 picks. However, though, nobody's touching point. They barely do touch at the last second. Ryan's gonna get knocked off the high ground. However, though, Ghost getting 2 kills right now. Rez gonna be forced from the side of Lionheart, and right now, only ult gonna have up is gonna be Barrage for the side of Lionheart, as Ripsnort's not able to find anything with it. Now going into overtime, just completely diving in. Nobody is contesting Ripsnort right now on this Pharah. Caesar getting a kill on the Ryan as double hit scan is gone, and the Zarya being taken out, being fully charged. Only the Anna and the Reinhardt being left alive as the Reinhardt goes down and Tommy Jet escapes with his life intact.
I think that Zero did very well to shield Rip as he ulted. I think Rip could have been very vulnerable as using that ult, and maybe going down to Purple, who was trying to shoot him. Maybe if Zero wasn't shielding him, that fight could have ended totally differently as the Pharah went on to get another few kills. Obviously the second fight going on, Zero picking off Ninja Alex on the Lucio with his Fire Strike. 2 kills gone in the way of Lionheart now, but the fight is not over. No kills coming out yet. Alpha flanking up top on that high ground. I'd like to see... Oh, yeah, he picks off Tommy Jet. Another kill in the way of Lionheart. Pulse Bomb coming in, not getting anything out of it. Zero getting the charge on the Ghost on the Reinhardt. Rip's not picking off Ghost. All the kills seem to be coming in the way. But Panda pops his tack visor. Fibers gets the kill on the on Rip Snort. And the grab coming out from Fibers now, not getting anything from it. Zero is weak. Zero goes down to Ryan and all the kills seem to be flipping the other way now as Supremacies start to be holding the fight. Only 20 seconds left now as Supremacy still have 3 ultimates, or Zero still have that, whilst Lionheart still have that Resurrect and the Hammer Down. So only 9 seconds left now. They're gonna have to get on the payload. These ults are gonna have to come in.
However, getting picked off before this fight even starts is a horrible way, as nobody's even going to be able to touch the point from the side of Lionheart. However, they did push in a final point, so not a bad offense for them. Just obviously struggling on street phase, which did kill out majority of their time. And now, going to be on the defense, a lot of pressure is now going to be onto them to keep Panda and Ryan off the high ground. But but obviously right now the comp's just playing around with it, unsure exactly who's going to be on who, so unsure to say. But Dorado now being one of those maps where high ground does come into play a lot, I will still stand by it that if Ryan or Panda do go on the hit scan, they need to keep them off. But by the looks of it, Ryan might be the only one running the hit scan.
I think the reason Supremacy held very well on that streets phase is because who is it? It's Ryan and Purple held very well on that hit scan and dominated the high ground, meaning that they were always getting picks every single push that Lionheart tried to make, and obviously they had to regroup several times due to the picks that Panda and Ryan were getting. They were getting ult charges for every single fight, but the Pharah switch coming from Rip Snort somehow, and I don't know how, but changed that, and then the Pharah started dominating the upper area of the map, and then that meant Lionheart could push it through that streets phase. Panda getting picked off twice by Rip Snort on the Pharah in the 2 separate fights after Rip Snort switched to the Pharah. And the Pharah switch on with the Far Mercy from Lionheart tended to work out and got them into that final phase and getting 2 points from them. And pushing it 68 meters in that final section.
Yup. But now the Lionheart going to be running that pharmacy, and however though Tommy Jet now on the Zenyatta, not something we normally see him play, but however can still play an amazing Zenyatta. Panda deflecting the fire strike of Zero onto his own teammate and getting that kill on the cake, taking care of the pharmacy by himself. Ghost getting that kill on the Alpha JJ, as it's nothing but a brew in the kill feed as Panda takes down Caesar as well.
Panda went absolutely crazy there, first picking off the Pharah from that deflection, a beautiful deflection setup, showing his absolute skill on that Genji, having that flex between the hit scan and the Genji. He's just showing off what he can do on him.
Yup, and now coming into this 3 phase with a huge time pool, as they're not even going to be able to contest it as they easily get first point. And now 5 minutes and 30 seconds pushing into the 3 phase. This is going to be a lot of time for the side of Lionheart to burn through, and I'm questioning if they'll be even able to do it. It's extremely difficult for them as it is right now.
Purple being the only one to get his ultimate, obviously from that beautiful first push that he made, killing 3 of the team on his own. And I'd like to see what he's going to pull out with his ult. Fiber's getting low, I'm not sure what from. Zen putting Discord on 0, the Reinhardt. But Ghost, when he tried to dive, didn't get anything out of it as Rip Snort picked him off. Rhino getting the counter pick on Rip Snort, as well as going up to Rip Snort himself. They pulled off a trade there between them two. I think that Lionheart has still got dominance payload, but Purple getting a pick on the Mercy. They're not going to be, that Mercy's not going to be back to do any healing. Another healer going down. Now Lionheart have no heals, and the okay, all the kills going in the way of Supremacy now, as they may be able to push this up, and maybe get the second point early, and giving them a good amount of time to finish that final section.
Yup, and Alpha JJ deflecting that Helix Rocket on that, getting that Helix Rocket reflected, and that's not a way you wanted to start out this final stage if you're the side of Lionheart. Supremacy looking extremely strong right now to finish this, and there's going to be a lot of pressure, and I don't think Lionheart's going to be able to hold this as another kill gets on the Ripsnore. However, Alpha JJ getting a kill on the Fibers, but it might not be enough as Caesar's getting taken down. Rez is going to be forced from the side of Lionheart just to even contest this point. Ripsnore trying to drop the barrage, but gets it sliced out of the sky, as right now all the kills are going for the side of Supremacy, as Ryan picking up a 3-man with the tactical visor, as only the Reinhardt is left on the point, and they finally take care of him.
I think that hook that Caesar pulled off from Panda was a bit too little too late, as Supremacy had already got most of the kills in that fight. Can Lionheart contest this before? Okay, they are contesting it before they finish. Alpha Pip using his ult, but getting nothing from it as Ryan zoned him out of the fight completely. Fiber's getting the pick on the Lucio before getting another pick on the Reinhardt. Panda with the Genji getting the Dragon Strike on the Mercy. Ryan killing Caesar, and Supremacy taking that first match with another 4 minutes 41 remaining, going 3-2 and taking the second map and taking the series.
Yup, and an extremely one-sided series. Lionheart obviously starting out on the offense, getting full held, getting last point held on both maps, but Supremacy finishing with a lot of time. Fiber's going absolutely off on the Strafer.
I think Supremacy using that momentum after their attack on Nimbani meant that they could have that they ended up holding well on their defense on Dorado, and using that momentum to completely maybe even steamroll Lionheart, and capping that third point with 4 minutes 41 remaining, a huge sum of time. Obviously Supremacy showing their teamwork and the fact that they've been together for so long, showing they don't really have any standout performance, just working really well as a team. And that series is finished. What's the next game going to be?
The next game is actually going to be E-Girls versus E-Girls.
Invigorate versus Discrepancy.
Discrepancy versus Invigorate. Alright, well, let's get them in here. But yeah, I have a few of them added.
Ah, cool. Alright. No. Ah, cool. Alright.